Hello, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania Summer Solstice reading for 2023. I invite you to close your eyes and let's take 3 nice deep breaths together. You can put your hand on your heart. This is the season of love, after all. And I invite you to see a true root coming down out of the base of your spine, going down deep into Mother Earth and grounding you here and now in this present moment. Knowing that this true root is not only grounding you here and now, but it is a conduit through which anything that no longer serves you can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children, about to do a reading for our personal and collective highest and greatest good at this time of the solstice 2023. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening now and in the future to be present, to facilitate this exchange, and ensure, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, let's pull you in as well, to ensure that we cover everything that is in our personal and collective heart and mind at this time on the topic and subject of the summer solstice 2023. What is it that we need to know for our personal and collective highest and greatest good? I'd like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of light and love, of clarity, wisdom, beauty, healing, transformation, peace, enlightenment, all the good that's in our hearts, whatever it is, may it be addressed here today for our individual and collective highest and greatest good. Wherever you are across time and space, you are held in this circle of light. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. Thank you for holding this beautiful space and for supporting us in reaching and striving for our highest and best. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies and intentions is, of course, welcome to go now. Thank you. So let's get going, shall we? Okay, Creator, what is it that we most need to know this time of the summer solstice? We're already in the energy of the summer solstice. I'm recording this on the 14th, so that we'll all have time to bask in the energy as long as possible. Tremendous energies at this time. What is it that we most need to know at this time of the summer solstice, Creator, for our personal and collective highest and greatest good, so that we may rise and transform and become all that we're here to become, and contribute all that we're here to contribute in beautiful, supportive, and helpful ways? So, body, mind, heart, spirit, and the foundation card. Okay, here we go. On the level of the body, we have the card of defeat, 5 of Swords. Of course, this does not mean we are defeated. You'll notice the person is not crumpled up in a heap on the floor, as one might be if one was having a defeated moment. This individual is standing facing these rays of light that are coming in. And these golden rays, even though they may appear to be adversarial, are there because they are in service to our good. Our challenges are there to help us rise. They're there to help us open to possibilities, to see things from a different perspective so that we can take action and move forward in different ways. So this is on the level of the body. What is it that we need to know on the level of our body? What distinctions and awarenesses can we gain from the experiences that we're having so that we can make different choices? We can clean things up. We can turn ourselves in the right direction to take care of ourselves in better ways. So yeah, there's challenges definitely on the level of the body. And I don't know if I need to say any more than that. We have opportunity to transform whatever our experience is on the physical to something that serves us better. There are all kinds of remarkable modalities on this planet, ancient and recent ones, that are here to help us transform our physiology, to heal any adverse impacts, any breaches to our self-care that we may have suffered. We can take our self-care about our body in many different directions. There's yoga, qigong, tai chi. Those are all moving meditations, which are brilliant because they move the energy of the body. These are ancient practices that are there to help us clear the body, clear the field of the physical, and as a result, clear all levels of our being so that we are, a cleaner, and that seems to be the word, conduit for life to flow through us in beautiful and magnificent ways. And so if you're feeling like you need something to get you changing and moving in a new direction, you may want to consider one of those practices. You might want to do something different in terms of your nutrition. What are you taking into your body? And that can be on all levels of your body. But this is telling us that we have some adversity that is coming towards us that we need to change our perspective about and understand that it is there in service to our good. That's why we're not in a crumpled heap. That's why we're standing on a rose, a white rose. This is purified desire. So taking what it is that we want and transforming it for our good, in support of our good, in support of our capacity physically to do the work that we're here to do. We need to be strong. We need to be healthy. We need to take care of ourselves. We cannot take this beautiful body for granted. We have to ally with it, support it, take care of it through nourishment. As one of my professors likes to call it, through MHEDS, meditation, hydration, exercise, diet, and sleep. Those are the basic building blocks of self-care on the body level. So consider this for this next 3 months of the summer solstice, that yes, summer is a wonderful time to be alive and moving around, but it's also an amazing time to harness the energies of the wonderful foods that are growing right now and change how we're doing things in support of our best. So the body, very interesting. The mind, another sword. So swords are ideas into action. So it's changes in those areas, understanding that they're in service to us. Okay, 6 of Swords. The name of this card is Passage. They've been through a storm. It's been really difficult for the people in this boat. They've lost their rudder, their way of changing direction. They've lost their mast, their way of getting underway. They're adrift. And we notice that this fellow here is signaling because there's a boat. So soon they will be rescued. But in the meantime, they're in this state of passage. They're moving from a tumultuous time to a new time. It's unknown what will happen, but they are about to be rescued. It is about to change. This is the card for the mind, for this solstice. This moving from a tumultuous time, a stormy time, an upsetting time that has disrupted our consciousness, our awareness, our way of looking at the world. That's been disrupted. And as a result, we're kind of cast adrift. We're between things now. We don't know where we're going to yet. We're just kind of adrift. And there seems to be so much strangeness in the world. And that fresh perspective is helpful to us. Coming from the perspective of self-care and allying with ourselves physically, getting through this time of change, this time of upheaval. The upheaval has happened. That's what this card is telling us. The upheaval has happened, and now we're transitioning to something new. We don't know what that is, and that could be anxiety-inducing in itself. But keep breathing. Support yourself in whatever way you need to support yourself so that your heart, your mind, your body are all grounded. The mind benefits from being taken care of physically. Our physical health directly impacts the state of our mind, and our microbiome health directly impacts the state of our mind. So if you're feeling anxious and off your well-being, I highly recommend that you go into a low sugar diet, artificial sugars, artificial foods, processed foods. Maybe just drop them from your diet for the next month or two and go instead to a diet that is whole foods, lots of vegetables, lots of things ideally that are grown locally, maybe things you could gather yourself, but foods that are real. And as I said, avoiding the sugar and eating a lot of fiber. That's why I'm saying vegetables, nuts, seeds, those kinds of things, because they have a lot of fiber, and that helps to reboot the microbiome. And if you can incorporate probiotic rich foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, yogurt, plain yogurt, those kinds of foods, kombucha, you know the drill. Those all help to support the microbiome. And when our microbiome is balanced in favor of our supportive microbacteria, we have a calmer state. The microbiome is directly connected to the mind through the vagus nerve. You can look that up, check it out for yourself. But this is a very concrete thing that you can take on yourself to help ground any disruptive floating energies. There's also EFT. I'll put that in the link below for those who know me. I love emotional freedom technique, and the practice of Brad Yates on YouTube is a phenomenal resource. As I said, I'll put that in the notes below. That is another way to calm the mind, to peel away the layers of upset and disruption and come back to a calmer, more centered state. Both of these cards are talking about being upset, but taking steps to take care of ourselves. So this isn't about being passive and waiting for someone else to rescue us. This is about, I guess there's a rescue here, but we are rescuing us. We're the one we're waiting for. We need to take steps to take care of ourselves. The heart, and we have the romance card. So what do we need to know on the level of our hearts? We're having a romance with life. I seem to think we've had this card before. Maybe in the equinox, I'm not sure, I have to look back, but this idea of romance, letting our hearts bloom, letting our hearts, if you've ever been in love, you know that incredible feeling, everything is good, everything is amazing, everything is beautiful, everything is inspiring, you're not very hungry, you're kind of just living on the energy of it all, and everything brings you up. As much as possible, get into that heart space, so that you can really get into loving life, loving yourself in this life, loving how life is continually meeting you with beauty, with gifts of confirmation and affirmation and words of comfort. If we have the eyes to see it, we will see how life is there in partnership with us. As our partnership, dancing through this dynamic of life rather than our adversary. And that's what this card is calling us to. It's calling us into our hearts, into partnership with life, all life, everywhere. Be in love with life, including the life that you embody. This beautiful being that we each get to inhabit while we're here in human form is an expression of the life force energy. It is perfect. It is exactly how it needs to be to support you in rising to becoming your best. And so it's why the self-care piece is so important, is that we get to choose. We get to choose in this moment. How are we caring for ourselves? And as a result of that self-care, how is our physiology responding? And as a result of that, how are we responding to life? Because if we're not nourishing ourselves and we're not caring for ourselves and we're taking our body for granted and we're sabotaging ourselves continuously, then our state of mind will not be clean and clear. Our heart will be heavy and shut down and closed, and we will be focused on the wrong things. The self-care piece is first, certainly in this reading. For us to be able to open our hearts, we have to start someplace, and it feels like at this time, it's really about the body. Start with the self-care of the body. The body is our bridge from spirit into matter. This is our compass. This is a very, very important. It's not to be ignored. It's not to be dominated. It's not to be controlled. It's to be supported and loved and allied with, partnered with. This quality of partnership is everywhere in this reading. We have to partner with ourselves. We have to partner with life. We have to be proactive and loving and kind. If you're in relationship with someone, you're not cutting them down. You're supporting them in achieving what they're here to achieve. That's what a healthy relationship looks like. So, on the level of the heart, coming back to this idea of romance with life, romance with all energy everywhere, coming back to the heart, existing in the heart, responding to life from the heart to the best of our ability. I know it's not easy, but it's way easier when we get into a space of self-care where we are doing the right thing for ourselves, loving ourselves through our actions towards ourselves. And that carries forward into all aspects of our experience. So it's easier to be happy and healthy and in love with life, receptive to the joy of life, eyes open and aware to all the good in life, rather than being despondent and grieving and anxious and stuck in negative emotion, because physiologically we are in a lower frequency place. Kind of a lecture-y kind of day today, hey? Okay. Spirit, the wheel of fortune. So this connects to everything else that we've looked at today, because the wheel of fortune reminds us that what goes around comes around. What we put out into the universe is what comes back to us, amplified or magnified. So if we are not taking care of the pieces, what comes back to us is not going to be very happy or healthy or supportive. That's all. So if we choose what is for our highest and greatest good, if we choose to take those steps, however small, in favor of our good, it will come back to us magnified, amplified. And this is on the level, as I said, of spirit. So the wheel of fortune, this energy of transformation, of moving the energy of life out from us, out into the world, and then it comes back to us again. On the level of spirit, we are engaged with life. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We are here flowing life through us, responding to life, and being a clearing for life. Our spirit is really important, and how we engage with the energy and the flow of the universe is important as to how our experience will go. Ultimately is what it comes down to. So, major arcana, important to our soul's growth and evolution. It's very important for us to be mindful of how we flow our energy, what are we putting out? Because what we put out is what's going to come back to us. So this energy of mindfulness on all levels, but starting with the physical self-care so that that piece is easier. We can jump in at any point, truly. You could start by meditating. You could start by having a gratitude and love practice. You could start by thinking or saying affirmations and mindfully changing your thoughts. But I'm really getting the sense that it all begins right now. What would be most powerful is to start through the body, taking care of the body, moving the body, nourishing the body, that piece. And now the foundation of the reading and why we're having the reading today is the Prince of Pentacles, which is changes on the material level. Rapid changes is that because it's the Knight or Prince in my deck. The energy goes in and out, moves very quickly, but it's on the level of the earth element. So things changing very rapidly on the earth element. So this change means that we change. As we transform ourselves, our experience of reality changes. We will see and experience life very, very differently as we step into this place of self-responsibility, self-accountability, allying with the body, nourishing ourselves, being deliberate about how we're doing that piece so that everything in our lives flows more easily. And as a result, we will have transformation on the material level because our experience changes dramatically. As I said, when we change these pieces, how we look at the world, how we be in the world transforms. And so, I think that's a pretty clear guidance for the next 3 months. We need to take care of ourselves. Comes back to us. How we be in the world rests directly on how we care for ourselves. If we're not caring for ourselves, we will not be at our best. It's that simple. If we're not nourishing ourselves, we will not have the energy and the wherewithal to continue. If we're not moving our body and getting some exercise and circulating, our energy becomes stagnant, our mind becomes stagnant, our energy, our mental, emotionally, we become stagnant and we get into a pit and it's hard to get moving. All of these pieces, enough sleep. If we don't get enough sleep, we're not very healthy. We need all of these pieces. We need to be taking care of ourselves. The self-love piece is huge right now. because our relationship to the outer world is a reflection of our relationship to ourselves. And if we haven't been caring for ourselves, then our relationship out beyond us, it doesn't look very good either. So if we want to change the environment, if we want to save the planet, if we want to heal the water and the air and the land, we have to heal the corresponding aspect within ourselves. As above, so below. We have to care for ourselves first. And as a result of our greater health and well-being and our capacity to flow more life, we can assist and expand the transformation that's happening out in the world. And because of our changed relationship with ourselves, we have a changed relationship with everything outside of us. It's powerful magic. So I invite you into the magic, this solstice, the summer solstice. Leverage this time to reflect on how you can engage in better self-care or greater self-care. What things can you do to support yourself and your well-being and your health even more, so that you in turn can be a clearer light, a clearer channel for your good and your contribution and your ability to show up in this world in magnificent ways in this time of transition and change on the level of humanity and the planet. And with that, I invite you to close your eyes. Let's take a nice deep breath. Bringing oxygen into that beautiful body of yours and grounding the energy down through that tree root. Knowing that in any moment, through the power of the breath, we can come home to ourselves. And with that return home comes greater mindfulness and awareness in this present moment and our capacity to make a different choice in the now. Creator, this is your daughter Titania. I want to thank you for the opportunity to be of service and do the solstice reading today. I am grateful for the messages that we are receiving. I'm grateful for the support that we are receiving from all of our kindred here and on the other side. We are all here together, having this experience, supporting each other, and transforming ourselves and our relationship to life. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a cooperative aspect of this transformation energy. Thank you for taking steps to step into your beauty and your power. Thank you for taking care of you and allying with yourself so that we can all ally together. Much love and light to you. Happy, happy summer solstice for all of you in the Northern Hemisphere. For those of you who may be watching from the Southern Hemisphere, happy winter solstice. The message applies one way or the other. It's all good. Much love and light to you. Take great care, and I'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Much love and light.